All right, everybody. I hope you are all doing very well. Um, been putting this off for quite a long time. I'm going to tell you why. I've been putting it off because it feels disrespectful, because it feels icky, and I don't know, somehow just flat out uncomfortable, right? But I'm just going to say it. I've been through, I mean, this is a train wreck. This is a train wreck that's about to happen, okay? I just want everybody to know right up front that I own the train wreck. It's mine. Okay? I could have just kept on moving forward and just said, "Debbie who? What? Who? Debbie who?" But I made a decision. Okay? So I think it's going to be uncomfortable. And we're just going to try to get through this as quickly as we can. I have made the video. Look, I made the video. It's like 2 hours long. It's good. It's got great information in it. But it feels wrong. Feels bad. And when I get into the interview with Amanda Bearden, I'm going to tell you guys something that this is a rare event. And that rare event is for me to be speechless. Not this one. I can always think of something appropriate or funny or calming. Always. It is very unusual for me to feel to not be able to find the proper words. And I'm telling you, that interview with Amanda Bearden, I was in hysterics. I was laughing. I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't make head or tails of it. I didn't, I always want to be nice. I don't ever want to be ugly to people. And I just felt like I was watching a spoof. It just seemed like a spoof. It didn't seem real. It didn't seem like this person that we were watching, that she was real. It didn't. I don't know. I hate to, well, I guess I don't hate to say that, but so it's a train wreck. Oh my God. The whole thing's a train wreck. So we're going to jump right in so I can embarrass myself. I don't know what's going on down here. Let me end all this. I'm not sure what all this is. Okay, so let me add this first of all. Today is Wednesday, hump day. Whoop, 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 woo. It is all downhill from here, correct? All right. So this is highly appropriate. We're just gonna go ahead and slide right on down that hill. And so, first thing that I want to say, I look very sad, don't I? I feel very sad. First thing that I want to say is I'm not a cosmetologist. I don't know how to cut hair. But the main thing I think the takeaway from this is you can certainly see that for $20, someone, the imposter, would have had zero trouble finding a visor and cutting the hair and making it look like Debbie Collier. Zero trouble. It was way too easy. And those of you that are, you do makeup and hair and, all of those things, you easily would have been able to work with this wig. work with this wig and make it, look like Collier, right? So let me just kind of go in close because that
not
white background.
hairstylist. And so what I did is I took photographs of Debbie Collier and kind of, I cut it in a couple of different ways. Now, what we know about her haircut for sure is, she's got that top mop, it's cut shorter on the top and she kind of poofs it up. And then along the sides, it's quite.
Okay. Now, what I want to do, I've shown the evidence. Okay. You can see, you can see that this nothing $20 wig could easily be cut as, if for somebody that you would know in your real life, easily you could have it cut to look exactly like that person. No trouble, no problem at all. Going out in that wig, nobody would know that it wasn't my hair. Nobody. It's the strangest. Stopped my dogs in their track. They didn't know what to do when they saw me. They were kind of like, well, who? Smells like mom, doesn't look like mom. Like, what's going on here? So, there you go. Oh, that's a bad place to freeze. Okay. Now then, so we have the wig. It's there, right? All right. If you guys, if you think that this would be easily, if you knew Collier, you know what she looks like. Yeah, it's a Karen haircut. That's right. It's a perfect Karen haircut. You look like a woman. Perfect haircut, and if you cut it as an exact match to Collier's, you wouldn't have been able to tell the difference. It's exactly the same color as her hair. Now, I do go ahead and I go through this video. Like I said, it's, a long video. Do ahead and go through, and I talk about the construction of the visor. It is a visor. It has a stretchy lining over the top where they have sewn the strips of the hair to make it, look like it looks. And when I'm going to tell you all this, when that came in, the length of the hair was probably maybe 16 inches, maybe 20 inches from the top down. If you can imagine what Stevie Nicks looked like, it was that kind of hair. And so the majority of the hair ended up in a trash bag. So, I cut it enough to make my point that if Debbie Collier's son is telling the sheriff, that is not my mom in that store, well, somebody damn well better listen to him, because he may know much more than we know, right? Let's see. Okay, that's a little bit closer. You see, it looks just like her color of her hair. And Houston, we have a problem. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. So if I try to cover my face a little bit, you can kind of see. It's easily done. Easily done. All right. Now, this was a nearly 4-hour video, so I'm going to fast forward. I took I took the wig off because I was like, this feels so disrespectful and awful. And so, boom, wig is off. And then I go on in the video to talk about Collier. and her son. Now, one of the things that I'm bringing to attention in this part of the video, look at her roots. They're not there. I went through and I looked at so many photographs of her from different ages. Once she started, bleaching her hair, she does not let her roots grow out. She does not let her roots grow out. So I don't know if maybe she's one of those ladies that, regularly, some women go to the hairdresser the same day every week, like they never miss, right? So possible, maybe she's one of those, and I guess her friends and family would know that. All right, so then let's move forward. Let's see. And what I want to do here, I want to be quiet. All right. I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to let my video play during this section rather than me redoing it. So I'm going to go ahead and let it play. And let me make sure you guys can see that before I hit play. All right. So everybody good? All right. Here we go. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, here we go. All right. Fox 5 News reporting.
How they got there, now they do. Also, they now know Collier was still alive at 3 that afternoon. But here's the added twist. In a statement, investigators say over the weekend, Collier's daughter, Amanda Bearden, told them she was.
Look at the head. Look at the back of her hair. Let me see if I can zoom that in for y'all. What do you see there? Does that look like a woman who's had her roots done recently within the last week or two? No, it really doesn't, does it? It's got a quite peculiar pattern to it. Bear with me. It's got a quite peculiar pattern to it. Look how straight the lines are. See how straight that is? See how straight that is across. Is there anything in particular that might, create such a pattern? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? What do you see? What do you see? See that? Oops. You can't see that if you fluff the hair up like it's supposed to be, but I've got it pulled forward so you can see the lining. And it's a stretchy, it's like a fabric. It's not the hat. Interesting, isn't it? It's not like a full hat. It is actually a visor that's got this fabric, stretchy kind of cap over the top. And see, when it's fluffed up, you can't see the dark. Now, notice, I just fluffed it up because I'm a girl. Because I know what you should do with your hair, right? But if you're somebody and this wig has been laying there, it's just been laying in a box or a bag or something, and you grab it and throw it on your head, it could very well be mashed down to show some of those lines. Yep. It's pretty eerie. Habersham County Sheriff, are you watching? Some of you are going to say, no, because it's a black visor and she's wearing a red visor. Right. But the inside is like a mesh. It's not even like mesh. A stretchy, it's fabric mesh kind of thing where they've sewn the hair in. It's like a wig cap. It is actually a visor. Your head.
but the inside is a mesh that was added in that they sewed the hair on.
Mesh is not the right word. It's like
So
a stretchy
I
fabric.
think it would have been likely that you would have ordered the red one and it still would have had the black lining on the top, because that's kind of fabric it is.
And there are red ones. I wasn't thinking about the color. I just ordered the first one I saw that had bleached blonde hair.
Point.
I hope this isn't boring, y'all. Hey, Shalimar.
I don't know if y'all can hear all of those.
Like a hook rug. Not exactly like a hook rug because it's stretchy. It's more like tight.
I don't know if y'all can hear all those sirens. There's a ton of sirens right now. I'm not sure what's going on out there.
This is an important part
all right,
of the video.
so
I'm going to be quiet now.
Interesting, right? Very, very interesting to think about. I'm going to go back here. I'm not done with this video. Not by a long shot. Again, this is a woman who, by all intent and purposes, looked like she got her roots done regularly. And if you lower the light, the exposure on this video, this is a person that's got black roots, or there's a lining showing through.
Saturday, September 10th. It's just before 3 p.m., only hours before Collier's husband reported her missing. In this security camera video, you can see her picking up several things, including a rain poncho, a tarp, paper towels, and a torch lighter. The Habersham County Sheriff's Department says this clue is crucial. A spokesman tells Fox 5 News all of those items were found here at the crime scene the next day, next to Collier's nude body with burn marks on it.
At the bottom of a ravine.
Now they do.
I called
also,
the sheriff's
they now
office.
know Collier was still alive at 3 that afternoon. But here's the added twist. In a statement, investigators say over the weekend, Collier's daughter, Amanda Bearden, told them she was at the Clayton Family Dollar that Saturday. A review of...
Listen to that.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Amanda.
Yep.
That Clayton dollar store was 70 miles away from home.
Yep.
70 miles. Wait till we get to the interview.
No one is talking about that. No one's talking about that. That got reported time and again in the beginning. And since then, it's like people just said, oh, okay, well, we're going to forget about this important thing. Did you hear what they said? Amanda Bearden told the cops that she herself, Amanda, was in that exact Family Dollar store on that exact day. She told them. And they looked at all the security cam. They couldn't find her. She wasn't on any of the camera stuff. So why the hell did she say she was there? And this was before they came out with the security camera that showed Debbie Collier in that store. Yeah, Amanda. Uh-huh. I think you better be careful, Amanda.
But remember, this guy, Fox 5, reputable reporter, says that talking to law enforcement, they told him that she told law enforcement she was in that Family Dollar store. That one right there on camera.
Crazy.
That weekend. That Saturday, she was there.
Crazy.
Now listen to what they finished with.
Security video and interviews so far hasn't backed that claim up.
Something weird, Amanda.
A young woman tell the police that she was shopping in the same obscure Family Dollar store as the security camera shows her mother. But strangely enough, the security camera doesn't show Amanda anywhere.
If I were the cops, I would be back at that Family Dollar store interviewing every single employee there, especially the ones that checked out. supposed Debbie Collier. Someone may not be telling the truth. All right, let me see what part we're getting to now.
Yep. Okay.
All right, here we go.
This is a photo of one Andrew Gygerich and his calves.
Yes.
He's kind of one of those guys that has girl legs, right? You're going to see more in just a minute. But notice the size of his calves. Pretty thin. And the security cam footage shows a person with fairly small shins, calves. So we
look
have
at him compared to Amanda.
Andrew and his lower half. And here we have Amanda and her lower half.
Yep. And look at his hands. They look very familiar.
What is the likelihood that it's Amanda versus Andrew?
Not Amanda. But look at the purse. Look at the position of the purse. Look how Amanda wears
also,
her
if you
purse.
look at the hands, you can see his hand and his forearm right here.
His arm and hand
pass.
are the same size as Amanda's.
He could pass as female.
Yep. Yup.
Now,
he was very lean in high school when he was just wrestling. He got really heavy when he was doing MMA, but he hasn't been doing MMA for more than a year, almost 2 years.
He was much
so he is a very small guy when he is not working out. And I want you to pay attention to what his t-shirt looks like across his chest in this picture right here. Look at the size of his waist to his shoulders and his
about his
chest.
jawline?
Just look at him. And then think about Debbie Collier standing there at the cash register.
Oh, I think there's a picture there I wanted to look at.
Uh-oh, there's a square jaw. Look at there.
Andrew could probably pass for Debbie's jawline a bit easier than Amanda could.
Yeah, Amanda's got
a really distinctive look here.
Yep. Okay, let me get this.
Okay, now
this is important.
This is MMA fighting. So it's a bit weird.
Pay attention. It's important
because they have pads on their shins, right?
Just look at Andrew.
There's something specific I want you to notice. First of all, look at his height. He's about the height of Debbie Collier.
A little bit smaller than her.
He's small. He's got a little small waist. Okay. Now he was built up really big. This is when he was fighting, so he does have muscles. No guarantee that he has muscles now.
No, he hadn't done it in nearly 2 years.
But I want to look at his natural stance.
Gotcha.
Right? His natural stance.
Checkmate.
He kind of rests on his right leg. His left toe kind of point out. Okay. And if you don't believe me, look right here. The two pictures side by side. Look at his feet. That's his comfortable stance. He kind of stands with his feet like this. Most of his weight on his right, and his left one is out just a bit. His left comes out just a bit further. He almost like has that toe down and resting on his heel on his right leg.
What you're looking at are the returns of just a search, just a Google search, Andrew Gygerich. And these two pictures came up in the search side by side. Look at that stance. That's him. Like you can totally see him. Remember this. Remember the way he's standing right there, because this is complete. I'm telling you, Sheriff's Department, you better be hauling Andrew back in. That's all I got to say.
Leg is left toe down. I mean, that's two pictures right there side by side that just naturally came up. See it?
Crazy, right?
No trickery.
Wow.
It's just what it is. It's the exact same stance right there.
Like you couldn't planned it any better. You couldn't have planned it any better. It's exactly the same. I would draw attention again though, when he's in high school, he was only wrestling. He's very, very lean, small. He probably had to work really, really hard to build up that muscle mass that you see during the MMA fighting. And I would expect especially if he's, having drug problems as the charges show. So we can expect he's probably smaller than what you're seeing here. But let's see how this goes. It's just great. This is unbelievable.
And remember, he's very small. He's a very small guy.
Yes.
You can see in this picture, he's a very small guy.
Pay attention to his hip, his butt.
He's
really
got
pronounced.
A bit of a curious body too, doesn't he? Look at the back side. Look at it. Look at his bottom, like from his waist, his hips down.
And look at the size of his feet.
But it looks familiar
compared to how thin his legs are, his
really
calves
familiar.
and shins.
Okay. This was right here.
High school.
This is Guy Gritch in high school.
You
see how lean and small he is. See if there were any other pictures. Bit of a better picture of the two of them standing side by side.
And look at that same stance that he has.
He's a bit unique, right? He's very squatty body.
And again, take notice of how Amanda wears this satchel as a crossbody bag that basically just like covers her up, right? I've never seen a woman wear a satchel like that, except in an airport when you kind of got your hands full with other bags, and that kind of thing. But this is characteristic of her. There's multiple photographs of her out there wearing her purse like this. Not common for women to wear it that way.
He's very low to the ground. But his upper half.
Yeah, big. He's strong. His upper body's very strong.
Muscular. There's a reason I'm drawing attention to that.
Well, let's get on with it, Jules. My God in heaven.
Anything else here? No, I think that must have been everything I wanted.
Come on, let's get going, girl. Come on.
Again, this is Amanda Bearden. I don't see that. Now, I will say this. There's something characteristic about Amanda Bearden that is very interesting to me, and that is the way she wears her purse. And I know other people have noticed that and talked about it, okay? We have multiple photographs of her wearing what is a satchel, but she wears it as a crossbody. The only time I've ever really seen a woman do that is like going through the airport, like when you're walking a long way and you need your hands free. But this seems to be her. It's like she wears that shopper, the large satchel. She wears it like it's a crossbody bag. They're not really designed to be crossbody because they're big. Now, maybe it makes her feel more secure because it kind of hides part of her body, perhaps. But it struck, I noticed it. It's a weird way for a woman to wear a bag. I'm not saying we all do the same thing, but most of us, if we're going shopping or whatever, we want to wear a crossbody bag. Don't you choose a smaller, like an actual crossbody bag? Longer
Yes,
strap,
we do.
smaller bag, right?
Yes, you're right.
Like I said, I've seen women do this, but normally where I really remember, there's two places I can see it in my head: hands and arms. Andrew, you've got to.
Okay, so notice the tattoo on the left forearm, and you can see that same thing in the Amanda Bearden interview. But look at Andrew's forearm, no tattoo, but for all intent purposes, they have the same size arms. All right.
Bit of a squared chin there. Short distance between your lip and yeah.
Remember his chest, what it looked like in that t-shirt.
That chin looks very strange to me.
Yes, it does.
Very strange. Almost looks like you can see a 5 o'clock shadow right here. Hanging on those keys too.
Like that.
Keys aren't going anywhere.
Women
I
don't
got
hold
'em.
things like that, do we? I noticed
Debbie
today
Collier may be a beast.
was holding my keys like this.
I don't think so.
Just watch.
I don't think so.
It's about to get really weird, people.
Girls don't hold things like that.
And notice her hip, her butt behind that purse. Characteristically, you know.
Stay with me.
Is not a woman.
Look at that foot.
That is not a woman standing there. I'm sorry.
First of all, it's a big old foot. Okay. That is a mighty big foot for a very tiny woman. You know what I mean? Usually, you know, a size 12, 13 foot on a woman. You got a woman who's about 5'9", 5'10", 5'11". That's not Debbie Collier. In fact, I would be willing to bet if we could get someone in her family to tell us what size shoes she wears, I'm going to guess maybe a 5 or a 5.5. It's not a 5.5, y'all. Look how much lace is there. Look at how much space there is to lace up a shoe.
I know, Jules. I know. I feel the same.
Let's see if this one shows it. May not. So I think we can all agree, looking at the legs here, probably not Amanda.
Not Amanda.
I feel kind of certain about that.
Me too.
I'm feeling. I don't think that this is Amanda. I'm talking about actually in the store right here. It may be someone with Amanda, but I don't think it's Amanda. But those feet, those are some big feet, people. Those are some big feet.
And the shoulders and the chest.
That she's got right there, that purse is about that long. It's about that long. About that deep. look at the size of the foot. The foot should be much smaller than that purse because it's further back.
I didn't do a good job there, did I?
And again, sure does look like 5 o'clock shadow to me. Right there. Stay with me. I want to go through all these before I move on to the video. Let me see what this was. Yeah, this is a great picture right here.
Come on, y'all. Come on.
Come on.
Oh, we said exactly the same thing. You'd think we would be related, right? Please take a look at this. Will you please tell me that this is a woman who is 5'1"? Tell me that this is a shoe, like a size 5 shoe, maybe 6. No way, no how. No. And when you add in, what you're about to see, when you add in the width of the shoulders compared to the size of the hips and then down to the feet, is not estrogen.
Somebody tell me I'm losing my mind.
No, you're not,
What
Jules.
do you see? What are you looking at?
A very masculine body.
Do you believe you're looking at a little 5'2" woman with size 5.5 shoe?
No, Jules.
Tell the truth.
No. Not look at that hand.
Look at that tiny little ankle.
Look at the size of that hand right there.
Slim calf shin area.
Someone's
the muscle
busted
above the knee. And then that big ass shoe.
Ooh, Andrew.
What's going on here,
baby?
What did Debbie Collier's son say? My mother never wore shorts.
Bingo.
My mother never wore shorts.
Bingo.
And look at the size of that shoe.
It's a big ass shoe.
If you can't tell it from this one, look at this one back here. You think that's a woman's shoe?
No.
Do you
Jules,
believe that's a woman's shoe?
I do not believe it. I do not. I believe that is a man's shoe. Now look at how this woman is standing. Lordy. What'd you do, Andrew?
No, I don't believe that that's female. I don't believe that that's female there. Okay, now let's move on. I'm just amazed by the whole thing.
Me
right?
too, girl. Me too.
And don't forget, I don't want y'all to see my dirty bedside table. Don't forget that her son, Debbie Collier's son, he has told the sheriff, that is not my mother on that Family Dollar Store video. That is not her.
He said it loud and clear.
He's gone on social media. He has said, I need help. I've asked for the resignation of the sheriff.
Because he laughed at him.
Laughed at me. The sheriff mocked me.
It was terrible.
Now I'm looking at this through new eyes and I'm going, wow, okay, well, maybe I'm not the only one that felt like the video looked uncomfortable. A little odd. Maybe I'm not the only one.
Maybe not. Let's look. Chatters. If you think that this person in this store camera, security camera, if you think it looks like a man, put a 1. If you absolutely believe that that is Debbie Collier, let's put a 2. And let's see how many of us feel very uncomfortable with what is on that security cam. Room enough is the new bees. Bees in. Ready, set, go, bees. Ooh. Look at there. Look at there. Oh, we have a 2. We have a 2. The new Beezer says it's definitely Debbie Collier. Okay, you can do that, Beezer. Let's see. Agreed. Big ups. Oh, see, big ups knows. Big ups really could fall in the case. Don't mess with my toot. Don't mess with my toot. And Tommy Larson. There you go, Tommy. That's okay. Hey, Macy. The boyfriend is reportedly 5'3", so he probably doesn't have huge feet, but I've never thought that was Debbie. No, a 5'3" guy with shoe would be probably a 9 or a 10. Go to a men's store and ask them. Go ask. Don't take my word for it. I think it's a female. Homeless? Where would you get homeless from? You have to explain why it is not her. We're going to do that. We're doing that, Tommy. Hell yeah, we're doing it. Y'all ready? Look at the anticipation in this woman's, this Karen's eyes. She is about to explode with information. Let's see what she has to say.
All right. Now let's move to.
Yes, let's.
Yeah. Okay, let me go back to this video. It's going to take me a second to get it all
Oh my gosh.
in order here. I want to slow it down to nothing.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to slow down to 20.25 speed.
Have y'all been shopping? Are y'all getting ready for Black Friday?
Silence it.
Have you?
We don't have to.
It was like a bad acid trip, wasn't it?
All right, so let's see if we can get Debbie Collier here.
Don't mess with
Let me
my
make sure y'all can see
toot.
this. Nope, I
Don't
am
mess with my
glad I
toot.
checked.
Have you
I'm
got
getting better at this.
your grocery list for Thanksgiving? I'm kind of trying to pass the time as Jules tries to get her SHIT together.
Now let me see if you guys can see.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
I think I'm going to go to this screen because it's a bit bigger for you guys.
Had
You
a
can't
very
see me, but
shiny nose.
it's okay because I'm just
And
old.
if you ever
Okay, here we
saw
go.
it, you would even say it close. All of the other reindeer. There we go. Pay attention, people. It's important.
Now, I want you to look at that for a moment. You can see Debbie Collier standing right outside the door, correct?
Correct.
Now, this is one of those Family Dollar store doors.
Yep.
Heavy.
Big ass, heavy doors.
Easy to open.
No, Jules, they're hard
You've
to
seen
open.
this door. You know which door it is. It's the door you walk up to and you like gird your loins before you have to like yank it as hard as you can to get it open.
Bam.
And then you use your body to block it as you squeeze into the store.
Yes.
Don't lie.
Very
We've all done
difficult.
it.
It's very
Okay.
difficult. Very difficult.
It's a big door. They're heavy. They're hard to manage. Now, looking at Debbie Collier from this perspective, she certainly has a very masculine body form. I don't mean the kind of masculine form that when we all get to be 70, we all have the same body shape. Have you ever noticed that? When we all get to be 70, the men are softer and rounder. The women are bigger and rounder. And so by the time you get to be 70, 80 years old, y'all have the same body type.
Right? We all look alike.
Except one of us may or may not have longer legs than the other. Okay, but we're all pretty much soft and round at that point. Not this picture. This image right here, taking away from the female part of the hair and all that, this definitely lets you see, no. That is a testosterone-laden body. That is a body with very wide shoulders, very small hips, creating a V shape for the upper body. And then the legs go down to, straight down to the feet. So you don't really even see any curviness in the legs.
Yep.
With Amanda, she's got curvy legs. There's no doubt about it. Not these. This is definitely a testosterone-laden body. So
what do you think?
Keep watching, and let's see how this little small, tiny woman manages this big ass heavy door.
Y'all watch this.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, look there. I believe Debbie's been lifting weights.
Me too.
What do you guys think? Because she opened that door and slung it open and it went on and she walked through without even touching the door.
Pretty amazing.
She pulled it open with such upper body strength that it continued to swing out as she put her hands back over on her keys. And look at that leg. My, oh my. I don't know about you guys. That does not look like Amanda Bearden's leg to me. It doesn't even look like Debbie Collier, a 5'2" woman. That sort of looks like the very lean, muscled leg that we saw of who? When he was wrestling and when he was doing MMA. My goodness. That is very curious. Oh, whoa! Look at that little tiny 5.5 foot lady's shoe.
Crazy. Just
Come on,
crazy.
Sheriff. Sheriff. Pay attention to the details, Sheriff. Right, y'all? Right? There's no manipulation here. There's no.
Okay, listen. I don't know how much clearer we can get on this thing, right? That is a man's lower leg. That lean, skinny little calf and shin. And then boom, there's like a size 10 shoe. Now keep watching because the upper part of the body it's being manipulated, it's being distorted because of the bright light from behind the door. But she's going to step into the store in just a minute. We're going to keep talking about it, but that shoe is not doubled up. You can see it clear as day. I don't know how, to me, it sure does look like a man. Anyway, wearing those damn black ankle socks, you wouldn't catch a woman dead. I don't think a woman would wear black ankle socks and black tennis shoes. I don't think I've ever seen that, but I could be. I'll own that if I'm wrong. Okay, that may be a fashion thing that I just don't know about. But I don't think you can deny the size of that shoe. I just don't think you can.
There's no distortion. I'm not doing anything to the picture or the video other than slowing it down so that we can catch these details. And while other parts of this picture may be obscured by the bright light, I think it's quite clear that you can definitely see the calf from the knee down to the calf, down to the ankle, down to that teeny petite little shoe. Amanda, what size shoe does your mom wear? Just curious. Please pay attention. I promise the arm is back here. The door is free.
This is amazing right here.
She was able to swing it wide open.
Yep.
And walk in. Now I want you to pay attention. She's not going to run in so the door doesn't hit her because the door's going to have to come back around. And it is heavy. You think you don't believe me? Watch how she uses her body to catch the door and that it actually pushes her. Oop. Did you see it?
And pay attention to that hip. You see that weird hip? And you can't miss this purse hanging exactly like Amanda Bearden wears her purse. Telling you, something rotten in Denmark, people.
Look at that mouth and chin. Gosh, that is.
Look at the width of these shoulders. Look at, she's not, last time I checked, jerseys don't have shoulder pads in them. Am I right, ladies? Huh? Am I right? Look at this shirt. Look how wide that shoulder is here, and then it drops off down. Same on the other side, straight across and then drop down. Look at the amount of meat that's on the back here. Take a look at this arm and look at that hand. Like the Hulk, claw. It's not how women hold things. Go to the store and just watch women. Watch what they're doing with their hands. Watch how they walk with their hands.
It's a very prominent jawline right there. You know what I mean? Like really prominent. Like if you follow that jawline from the 5 o'clock shadow, you follow that jawline straight on back here, and then the neck goes up to the ear. And what is that? Is that black hair? Is that short black hair there? Huh. Strange. Strange, for sure. It's a bit interesting too. There's not much of a neck, is there? You know, testosterone makes people's necks get much wider. You know what I mean? And it does appear that these muscles back here, yes, look a bit substantial there, Debbie. You know what I mean? Let's look at this one more time. Oops, I don't want to go that far back. Let's start right here. Notice the body. Notice the size of the shoulders. I'm not going to rush you. I'm not going to convince you and tell you what you have to believe. I'm just going to be quiet, have a little drink of my Diet Coke here. Let you look at this for a moment and ask yourself, does that look like a petite older woman who may actually be in menopause? Maybe having the beginnings of osteoporosis, because that can happen if you're not having your period anymore. You get much thinner, the top part of your body. I don't know. That shoulder looks mighty big and rounded to me. Let's watch Debbie struggle with this door. Oh, it's so heavy. It's so heavy. Is she leaning? Does it look like she's using her body weight to help her with the door? No. In fact, it looks like to me she's standing straight up, right? Boom. That door is on its own. Do you know how much upper body strength that takes?
A lot.
Quite curious. Now let's watch this. I'm not sure, but let's watch and see if it goes any further back this way or if it's already starting to close in on her. Oh, it actually went really far. It went really far back, didn't it? I mean, Debbie has definitely been lifting those weights. She's been hitting the barbells, people. I think it's free weights, actually. Because, I mean, she flung that door open like it was, you know, a screen door on your granny's house. Now, the knowledge is, you know, what goes up has to come down. It's a heavy door. So the arm goes out to block it. And I want you to watch to see if it's going to actually exert force and push Debbie kind of away from the door as the weight of it hits her arm. Oh, it did, didn't it? Interesting. You know, those are some very thin legs. Definitely not Amanda. Can we all agree that this is not, in fact, Amanda? Can we? Are you think everybody's comfortable with that? No, it's not Amanda. Those are some fairly muscular, lean legs.
For those of you asking, Debbie Collier is 59 years old, nearly 60. Fairly low body weight. It's likely that she's gone through menopause.
Now, notice the purse. You've got full view of the purse here. So what is that back, like under the elbow? What is that big bulge? Remember the picture of Andrew where he's got a really big sway in his back? His butt sticks out pretty far. Remember? I told y'all to remember. Okay, let's keep going. Keep an eye on that. I don't know what that's going to end up doing, but let's keep an eye on it and see what it does. We didn't get to see much of it, did we? Yeah, that's a big old butt right there. Look at there. Not an accident. That big old butt's still there. And then we lose it as the door closes.
And look at the size of this hand right here. You can see it really clearly. Look how thick the neck is here. Got lots of black showing through the bleach blonde.
Right here. Can't really see much in the face here.
Well, another thought that I had that I didn't comment on in this video is that shirt is way too big for whoever this is. I wondered if it maybe was Steve's shirt. You know, if you're wearing something that's really, really big, the idea being it kind of gives the illusion that you're smaller than you are. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I think it just makes you look frumpy. But that is an enormous shirt.
I wish, you know, there was more information here, but I just don't see it. Some big old feet. Very strong upper body strength. Boom. there you can see the back of his head. Sure looks like his haircut, doesn't it? I don't know. I don't think it looks like there's any memories.
No, it looks just like his
I
chest.
think it looks just like a guy's chest.
Yep.
The it's a weird shirt too, isn't it? It's
really big.
Maybe it's too big for the person wearing it.
Yeah.
There you can see the arm here.
No care in the world about that door that's about to come crashing back down on him. Look at the body contour right there. You can see the mass along the back of his shoulders across his spinal cord to the other side. You can see how far away from his neck his shoulders go before they drop down. You can see the slight bulge of the chest, more like a guy's chest rather than actual boobs that a woman would have. You tell me, looking right there at that picture right there, does that look like a female form? Done. Not to me.
Here. The store is all on its own. It's going to come back and hit him. You can't, the purse is hiding, I don't see any, what we would call boobage. I don't see anything like that. It's so hard to see. It is not hard to see that damn shoe. Regardless of whether, you're going to say, wow, this is wild speculation or conspiracy or however you want to attack me, whatever you want to say negative. Can we at least agree that that's an incredibly large foot? Is that comfortable? I mean, compare the size of the shoe to that large satchel. Can we agree that it's a bit unusual that a very small woman, older woman, would be able to fling one of those heavy metal doors wide open? That's very unexpected, right? Wouldn't really be the norm of an older woman. And there's that stance.
Yep.
Remember I showed you the two pictures of Andrew Geiger side by side?
You're going to see it again.
Natural body stance. Right there. There it is.
And notice the head down, keeping that visor down over his face.
Another thing, he catches the door with the elbow. Wouldn't you, if you're an older woman, wouldn't you think, oh, I don't want to hurt my elbow? You'd probably I think I try to catch it with my butt, right? Like I turn my back and kind of stick my butt out if there's something heavy, like a heavy door that's going to come. I wouldn't want to put my arm out there. And look at that face. You can see it. There's no question. You can see it. Look right there. You know who it looks like. I'm going to take a picture close up right there and then I'll upload it. It's heartbreaking. Now there's
Look at that
another
stride.
little body movement here. So athletes tend to move like with their upper body, right? Okay, how can I give an example?
They lead with their shoulders.
Okay, so you know how like with John Travolta Saturday Night Live, where he, well, you can tell by the way I walk, I'm a ladies' man, no time to talk, and he's strutting, right? He says he wants to strut, correct? Well, if you're mimicking him strutting, what is your upper body doing? Your upper body, when you're strutting, your upper body leads, right? Like you lean your shoulder in and then the step follows. So women don't typically walk like that. We walk like more like from our waist down. The hip movement is more pronounced. So we have less upper body movement. Men move with their upper bodies. In fact, some of them look like, Neanderthals, big, wide shoulders, palms pointed backwards, and they lean. Their stride is they lean into their stride, as opposed to women who move with their hips. Their shoulders are held up over their hips, whereas a man would lean forward, especially an athletic one. Maybe not every man on the planet, but athletic people, their whole body movement is very well coordinated. It gives them power. It gives them stability. They have a tendency to crouch a bit lower, to the ground because it gives them better leverage. Okay, I'm on a tangent. Okay, so watch the body movement as she steps over that threshold. I kind of get a sense watching it that it feels masculine. It feels like that movement of leading into the stride. Could it be because of the heavy door? Maybe. I'm willing to, sure. But it's definitely something I felt, something that I perceived. So let's just kind of watch it for a minute. And again, there's that strange body type that I pointed out in the photograph. Lean, yeah. Now let's watch on the other side if that right shoulder comes around and goes forward. Lean
and then it's short. Yeah. Pretty
maybe.
Masculine.
I wish we had more. I wish we could see more of her walking. All right.
Look at the look at the feet. Look at the feet.
Everybody look at those petite, tiny little feet.
I'm being facetious.
What do you see? Remember what I said about his natural stance, his comfortable stance? That's it. That's it.
Y'all
instead
remember?
Of trying to say, oh, well, she's a tiny little woman. Her feet are going to kind of look bigger, because her feet. No, look at the width of the buggy. Look at how, if you were to take that shoe and sit it long way in the buggy. No, those are big feet. Those are big shoes.
Look at shoulders.
Those are big shoes. That tiny, tiny little hips. And those shoulders don't belong to a 60-year-old 5'1" female. Or 55 or
Look
whatever
at the
her
chest.
age. I forget her age now.
Look at the chest. That's a man's chest.
And again, notice the muscle along the shoulders back here. And then the chest sort of rises, and then it's a smooth. That's a man. This is the body type of a man. Look at it. It's not an overweight female.
It's called testosterone.
It's not an aging petite female. It's a testosterone laden body, in my opinion.
I don't know what I said. It's pretty crazy, y'all. It's pretty crazy.
Sheriff, what does Debbie Collier's son have to do to get you to take him seriously?
Help him.
This is not rocket science. Take your security camera, your security film, and go to one of your local physicians, Sheriff. Get one of the doctors to look at this video and tell you, okay, well, according to like the physiological biology of this human being, what's the likelihood that it is an 60-year-old female who weighs, 5'1" and weighs, what was it, 140 pounds, 150 pounds? What's the chance of that?
0 to none.
Your doctor is gonna say, well, it doesn't look like it. I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like it. Y'all, this is hard to ignore.
And look at the feet position. If you remember when we looked at the two pictures side by side in the Google search, I told y'all remember the feet. Look at it. Look at the feet right there. I'm gonna tell you something. Debbie Collier's son, he needs someone to listen to him. The FBI, GBI, somebody better listen to him. He knows what his mother looks like. He knows what his mom looks like.
If we go back, let's see. Bear with me. I'm going to have to stop this. And present. Okay, look at this picture. Okay, let me make sure that you guys can see it. Yep. Okay. Obviously she's just precious, right? Very, very cute. Are you having any trouble finding memories,
Cleavage?
or is it fairly clear that this woman needs to wear a bra? This is not a lady who's wearing like an A or even a B cup. You would definitely be able to look at her in a full body and go, oh yeah, that's she probably shops at Victoria's Secret. That is not what we're seeing in this poor, security video. I get that it's poor quality, but I don't think it's that poor of a quality that you can take a very petite, older woman and turn her body into what looks like a 30-year-old athletic man. See if there's any more. But I know that this is well, let me show this picture because this is a fairly new one. Look at her shoulders, y'all. Look at her shoulders. Her son is not a very big guy either. Oh, he's tall, but he's not like heavy, right? Look at her compared to him. This is not a large woman. Not at all.
Look at the length from her neck to the end of her shoulder.
Look at the width of those shoulders. And that strange, what we saw in that other picture we were looking at. Now this is much, younger age, but it gives you a good idea of she's a very small petite woman. Her bone structure is very small. Look at her purse. There's not much room from where her purse is hanging on for her shoulder, and then from where the strap is up to her neck.
And she's not wearing her purse as a crossbody over the front of her stomach.
This is not a large woman, people. She's much younger in this picture, but it shows the same exact thing. Look at how small the area is, her collarbone. It's a very small, tiny little lady. Very small.
Steve is a mountain of a guy. He's huge.
And I'm going to tell you this, the number of accidents that she began to have, all of it happening all close right before she is disappeared. Now here is Amanda, and you saw how Andrew wasn't, maybe her size, maybe just a tiny bit bigger, right? Maybe a little bit. She's probably got on high heels. This was their wedding. She's probably wearing high heels because we saw her standing with her son and her head came, to about up here, right? So she's very likely about the same height as Andrew, would be my guess. You can see her shoulders. This is not a monster woman. This is not a very large woman. We got to believe our own eyes, y'all. We got to look. We can't let people shame us into believing things that our eyes are telling us just doesn't look right. Now, I want to draw attention. Let me do this. Oops. Where'd he go? There he is. I'm going to draw attention to this. I'm going to hide it. I want to hide his head because I want you to focus on the body. Look at how pronounced his butt is. That deep bend in his back. There's nothing about Debbie Collier's photographs that suggests that. This is fairly distinctive, right? And then look at the ankles and the calves on this guy compared to how long his feet are. There's his toe right there, the end of his big toe. 1 minute.
I don't know what I was doing. Somebody must have been talking to me. Notice it looks like he has like a wallet in the back. Maybe that was the bump we were seeing on the Debbie Collier picture. It's possible.
Okay. So this is, remember her walking in the store. Remember hiding behind that purse and me drawing attention to, wow, that's mighty strangely curvy in the place that you wouldn't expect to see this deep curve. And then again, look at how tiny his calves are. Look at how small the ankles are. And then you get those boat feet out from underneath him.
His hands, look at the length of the fingers as compared to from his elbow down to his wrist. Okay. That's picture. And then, you know, there's the jawline, right?
Compared to what you could see under the visor.
All right. So I want you to try to remember. I want you to try to remember these things. And now we're going to listen to did this interview.
All right. So then after I went through the whole hair, the wig thing, and then we looked at what we were actually seeing on the security camera and, you know, believing our own eyes. Then I went on and I did this interview. I did a reaction video to Amanda Bearden's interview. And that's really where things really went off the rails. I mean, it just seemed like it seemed like a caricature. It didn't seem real. There was so much wrong in the interview that I ended up I was laughing. I was crying. I was laughing so hard. And that's not really a good look, right? I mean, it's not really something I want to put out there. So I think what I'm doing, okay, so I've got my my Camtasia. I'm working on editing the interview, my responses to the interview, and try to do it in a way that's a little bit more serious, I guess. And then I will come back and release that video separate, because we're still looking at like another like hour and a half, and we're already into this an hour and 20 minutes. Okay. So I want to go ahead, instead of making another 4-hour video, I want to go ahead and end this here. I'm about 3/4 of the way done editing this reaction video to Amanda's interview. And then I'll be releasing that as a standalone video. Does that sound like a good plan for everybody? And that's the other thing where Summer, I've been really kind of watching as I've been in the stores. Yeah, I hadn't seen any women stand like that, walk like that. It's just not right. It's different. It's not what you expect to see, especially from a woman who, can we all agree that she seemed to really take a lot of pride in her appearance. Her clothing was coordinated. She wore jewelry. She always had her makeup on. Let's face it. And she did not let her roots grow out. And that's one of my big problems that I have in this video is it's so clear, the black part, you know, it just doesn't work. So, you know, I really hope that Debbie Collier's son gets the help that he is asking for. I hope that the sheriff's department or the GBI, I hope someone will take a second look at that security footage, because it just simply, I don't know who it is in that video, but it does not look like a 60-year-old woman. If you agree that this does not look like a 60-year-old woman, put a 1. If you disagree, you believe that it could very likely be Debbie Collier, put a 2. Yeah, and I think you bring up a great point, Macy. You and I, we don't know her, we haven't watched her, but her son knows her, her sister, her niece, the people in her life, her husband, they know what she looks like. They know what her body looks like. They know her body language, correct? They know.
Okay, Caldonia still thinks it's possible. Maybe you could be right, Caldonia. 51, 118, size 5. That is not a woman. If it is a woman, there's lots of testosterone, right? She had back problems. Opening the door like that is weird. Yeah, I think we can all agree too, Barb. I don't think you can open a door like that without a great deal of upper body strength. Can we agree on that? Is everybody at the very least, we can agree on that, right? It took a lot of upper body strength to sling that door open that way. And very uncharacteristic for the way that you see a woman open a heavy door. We use two hands, don't we? We pull back with our right hand and then we put our left hand in there to push it the rest of the way open, correct? Jeffrey absolutely said that he does not believe that that is his mother in the store. And she's keeping her head down, covering, with that visor. And I think it was Maisie a while ago who commented, when we walk in a store, nearly universally, women will kind of walk in and stop and kind of scan the store to sort of map out a direction, right? And that's not what you see. She keeps her head down, slings that door open like it doesn't weigh anything. And yet when it comes back and hits her arm, you can tell that it sort of tries to push her off center. It's a heavy door. I would like to see Steve's opinion as well, Kate. I would like to hear Steve talk, but I get the feeling he may be very, very shy. And the stance, it's very hard to miss, isn't it, Nicola? It is very hard. Yep. It is very difficult to look away. I believe it's him. I think it's the way he stands, the curve in the lower part of his back, the upper body strength to throw that door open like that. It's just, I don't think it's Debbie. I really don't. I hope to God too, Lady of Angels. And that really is, that is my approach to the majority of these is, I'm just like, it doesn't matter what YouTubers find or what YouTubers talk about. The cops are not taking direction from us. They're running these investigations. They know what they're doing. We are kind of discussing it, as a pastime, right? Kind of a way to spend time. But the reason that I wanted to go ahead and make the video is because I felt like maybe Debbie Collier's son, maybe he needs to hear that there are people out in the general public that agree with him. That could be empowering to him if he feels like he's sort of butting heads against Amanda, for him to realize, wow, we got several hundred people that have watched this video in a really, really calculating way. And they seem to be uncomfortable with what they're looking at. It might be helpful to him to know that he should continue. He should keep pushing. He's on the right track. I lean into the doors too, Maisie. They're very heavy. And I think they're kind of short, right? They're not very wide. And so it's a bit hard to pull them. Yeah, I agree. And when I saw how far that door went, when she slung that door open, I was like, hello, that is not a 60-year-old woman who is, not a bodybuilder trainer. Yeah. So, and don't forget the way this video started. Don't forget this small, seemingly forgotten fact. Amanda Bearden, before she saw the security cam, Amanda Bearden told the cops that she was in that dollar store that day. She told them that. And then the cops are looking for it and they don't see her. They don't see it. It doesn't show. So my question is, was she outside of the store? Maybe she was in the van. Maybe she thought somebody may have seen her. Like it's a wig. That's right. Somewhere, Summer. Yeah, the texture. Yeah. Yeah, you know what, critters? That's what I would be doing if I were the cops. I'd be back in that store interviewing every one of those workers. I would be having them all on a lie detector test. Every one of them. I don't know, Caledonia. Like I said, unless perhaps she was there and she was fearful that someone had seen her. No, they said yeah. So the cops did say they did not. They went through all the security footage. They did not see Amanda in the store, but Amanda told the cops that she was there at the store. Amanda told them that. That's why they were looking for her on the security footage. I did. It's at the beginning of the video, Lady of Angels. The hands are very different. Yes. Okay, everybody. So I, I don't want this to be another 4-hour live. I'm about 3/4 of the way finished editing the interview with Amanda. I'm doing a reaction video to that. So I'm editing it back because I just was like, in the video, you can hear me. I'm going, I can't use this. I can't load this. This is a circus. This girl is a farce. And so I'm trying to go back in and take all that out and try to, do it in a way that is respectful, I guess. She did go through the store very quickly. I agree. Yes. And so I'm going to go ahead and end this live. I hope if you enjoyed this content or you found it to be interesting, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up. And of course, I'll invite you to subscribe to the channel if you would like to. Hit the bell so you get notifications. And then the reaction video to the Amanda Bearden interview, I should have it up. I won't be able to work on it tomorrow, but I should be able to finish it by Saturday. I can work on it a little while Friday afternoon and then Saturday, and then I think I can have it up by Saturday. Okay? So please help me with the algorithm and hit the thumbs up and subscribe. That does so much in terms of getting the videos out to other people. It doesn't do any good to make these videos if nobody gets to see them because, Google is not sharing them. So, the thumbs up, they matter. They really do. Okay. You guys, I appreciate you all so much. I thank you so much for coming and, spending your viewing hours here for a little while, a couple times a week. And I guess next time I see you will probably be Saturday. And I'll have the reaction video for the Amanda Bearden interview. All right. Okay. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.